Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I never thought saying a few words could change everything between us, but here I am, sitting alone, staring at the walls of our apartment, feeling the weight of every careless thing I ever said. My name is Mia, I'm 29, and I thought I could handle James, my boyfriend of 5 years, my supposed anchor in life. He was always calm, steady, never one to raise his voice, and I liked to push boundaries. I liked to tease him, to test him, to see how far I could go before he reacted. For years it was harmless, or so I told myself. The subtle digs, the sarcastic comments, the little jokes about how he wasn't man enough to handle life the way I imagined, I laughed them off, and so did he, or so I thought. The night everything changed started like any other. We had plans to meet some friends at a small dinner gathering. Nothing extravagant, just laughter, wine, and the kind of conversations that always made me feel a little smarter, a little funnier, a little superior. James had been unusually quiet during the week, distracted by work and what I assumed was stress. I teased him about it as soon as he got ready, brushing off his small size with a grin and a playful nudge. I never imagined he was keeping score. As we walked into the restaurant, I felt that familiar confidence wash over me. I was in my element. Smiling, laughing, turning heads, enjoying the way people responded to my energy. James followed behind, quiet as always, polite to everyone, but I noticed the small shifts, how he didn't chime in with jokes, how his smile felt forced. I dismissed it immediately. He's always like this in social settings, I thought. He'll loosen up. He always does. Then came the comment that changed everything. Someone asked a silly question about relationships. Something about who would handle what in an emergency, who would be strong enough to protect whom. Without thinking, without a single ounce of consideration for how it might make him feel, I laughed and said, "James? Oh please. If anything happened, I'd probably have to save him myself." The room erupted into laughter, and I joined in, thinking it was harmless fun. I didn't see the shadow that crossed his face, the subtle shift in his posture. He didn't laugh. He just looked at me with a calmness I had never noticed before, and for the first time, I felt a flicker of unease. I tried to recover with another joke, another playful comment, thinking I could smooth it over, thinking he would brush it off like always. "Come on," I said, nudging his shoulder lightly. "You can't tell me you're actually going to take that seriously." He smiled, just a tiny smile, but it didn't reach his eyes. The rest of the night passed in a blur of conversation that I no longer felt a part of. I kept joking, kept laughing, and all the while, I could feel him drifting further away from me, silently, like an invisible wall forming between us. When it was finally time to leave, I expected our usual routine. James walking beside me, hands brushing, maybe a quiet word of affection. But instead, he took his coat, gave me a nod, and walked out without a word. My first instinct was annoyance. Seriously? I thought. Over a joke? I followed him to the car, my mind racing with excuses and justifications. "It's not a big deal," I muttered, trying to catch his attention. He didn't respond. Not a glance, not a nod. Just silence. The kind of silence that speaks louder than any words. On the drive home, I tried to fill the void with small talk, meaningless chatter about the evening, about the food, about the other people. But every question I asked, every comment I made, was met with the same cold brevity, a nod, a shrug, a single word. That's when the fear hit me, a slow, creeping realization that maybe, just maybe, this time was different. Maybe this was the breaking point I had been blind to for so long. The moment we got home, I tried one last time, a desperate plea disguised as casual conversation. "James, you're really mad at me over a joke, aren't you?" His grip on the door handle tightened, his jaw set, but he still didn't look at me. Then, calm, almost eerily so, he said, "It's not just about the joke, Mia. It's about how you've made me feel for years. Like I'm less than you, like I'm the punchline of every little thing you say." I froze. I had never heard him speak this way before. The words cut through me sharper than any insult, sharper than any anger I had ever witnessed. For years I had assumed he would forgive, brush off, smile through it like he always did. But the calm in his voice, the absence of any emotion that begged for reconciliation, told me that he wasn't just upset, he was done tolerating it. I tried to defend myself. "Come on, James, it's not like that. I was just joking. You know I love you. You know I didn't mean anything by it." But he shook his head slowly, deliberately. "No, Mia. You think it's harmless. You think it doesn't matter. But it does. You've built this pattern and I've been silent for too long. I don't need this. I don't need someone who makes me feel small, even in jest." My heart raced. I opened my mouth, started another sentence, but he cut me off, not with anger, not with shouts, but with a quiet finality. He picked up his jacket, his car keys, and walked to the door. My voice caught in my throat. "James, wait." I called, almost whispering, almost hoping he wouldn't hear me. But he did. And still he left. "Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.